you guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a few weeks. I wanted to post a video every week. This was my intention once I started this channel, but also I wanted to talk about other things, not just bariatric surgery. Like, I don't want this to be a bariatric surgery channel, and I wanted to just talk about things, other things that you can do to improve your life, not just through weight loss. You know, I want to focus on other things because my life is not all about surgery. It may have been, you know, especially at first, and definitely when I was going through the process of getting approved. It takes over, you know, whether you want to or not, it takes over your life. But I didn't want it to be what I'm known for, what my channel or my Instagram, my blog, what it's for. You know, I want to talk about other things. I don't want bariatric surgery to be my identity. So I say all that to say, I didn't know what to talk about because apparently I'm not comfortable talking about much else. So we're gonna stick with that. I'm gonna brainstorm some other things that I could talk about that I'm comfortable sharing at the moment. I have other things going on, and I've kind of touched on them, like for example my career, big transformation going on there as well. My job is not something I talk about in social media, so it's kind of weird for me to come on here and talk about as well. But I think that a lot of us need to know that it's possible to change your career at my age, you know, or any age, but definitely at 40 is not something that we talk about, especially women. We tend to be stuck thinking that we are too old to do certain things. Society has us believe in that. So, you know, this is why I wanted this channel to be about other things. And it will be. But for now, let's just stick to what I'm okay talking about. I will tell you this. I start a fellowship, which is the launch of my new career, on Tuesday, and I'm so excited and so happy. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know I've talked about it a little bit, and I'm so happy and so excited because my life is definitely changing. I started with weight loss last year, and now this, and next year is even gonna be more good things coming, and I'm already excited about next year. So anyway, back to the point of this video, which is I wanted to talk about some side effects, if you will, of extreme weight loss or bariatric surgery. I think some of them come with just losing a large amount of weight, not just surgery. So we'll talk about that. And I have a little list here. And you know what? I came up with 9. I was trying to come up with 10 to make it nice and even, but all I could think of is 9. So let's get into those. So the first, and these are like unwanted side effects. Okay, these are not the good things. We're gonna talk about the bad right now. So the first one, loose skin. We all know it, you know. It's a question I've been asked several times, like, do I have loose skin? How do I feel about it? Or people are like, I'm so scared of loose skin. Listen, it's probably gonna happen. The amount that you have depends on how much weight you lose and your genetics. I have it, but this is like, my arms have been loose like that since I was overweight, but you know, I definitely have it. But I do have it. I have it on my thighs. I have a lot on my breasts, and I've shown it on Instagram. But yeah, definitely it's something that you just gotta kind of say it's gonna happen, and then hope for the best, you know, hope that it's not a lot, or hope that it's manageable. To me, I don't think I'm gonna be at the point where I want it removed, where I want weight loss surgery or any tightening of anything, mostly because I'm chicken and it scares me. But yeah, I'm okay with how I look. Number 2, having to buy a ton of new clothes. And again, this is just from extreme weight loss. I've lost 120 pounds as of today, or as of a couple of days ago. Obviously, I'm not the same size. And buying a ton of new clothes is expensive. You know, you're basically having to buy a new wardrobe, full wardrobe, from undergarments to everything in between. And it's freaking expensive. I haven't started yet because I wanted to get down to my final size, and luckily I had a lot of smaller clothes in my closet, so I just worked my way down them, and that was fun because, you know, NSVs, non-scale victories, those are the best. If you know, you know. I do not do the scale and the weekly weigh-ins and posting what I weigh every day because, guys, I told myself from the beginning I am not going to be obsessed with the scale anymore. So I focused on my clothing and not the scale. And I would only update my weight like every 10 pounds. If it happened in a week, if it happened in 4 weeks, if it happened in 8 weeks, like kind of right now, that's how long it took to lose. I don't care how long it's taking me to lose it. All I care is about my clothing. And that was successful for me. So yeah, it's expensive. Vitamins, another expense. My vitamins cost me about $95. If there's a sale, maybe less. Not every month, but maybe every 6 weeks or so for all the vitamins that I take. And I take A, D, E, K, a multivitamin, iron, calcium, biotin. Some of those I don't need, but the biotin is not necessary, but it's something that I feel like I need, and I was taking it before surgery. I take magnesium, but you know, you get the point. That's an expense, and having to take them is a hassle, but you need to take them when you have bariatric surgery. Breakouts, guys, my face, my skin, it looks terrible to me because I'm not used to having all these breakouts all the time. Like I would get the, you know, the one pimple here or the one pimple there during that time of the month during my period, but now it's here all the time. Like here all the time. I can't get rid of this. I've tried so many things and they go away and come back. And I was told it's hormonal, but it's because of the hormone dump that we go through during extreme weight loss. I was told that it will go away eventually, hopefully soon. I'm 10 months post-op as of 2 days ago, and this started, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months in, and it has not gone away. Body dysmorphia. Now, I was going to talk about this, but when I looked up the exact meaning, it turns out body dysmorphic disorder is an actual mental health illness, you guys. And I think the weight loss community has taken this and made it into something that it's not. Like I get that we get uncomfortable and we see our bodies differently and our brains still see the bigger us versus what we look like now after weight loss, but that's not what body dysmorphia is. This is what I found. Our friend Google, and this is from a government website. It says body dysmorphic disorder is a mental illness characterized by constant worrying over a perceived or slight defect in appearance. I don't think most of us are actually dealing with real mental illness type body dysmorphia. So I think that's something I'm going to not use that term because I am very it's my pet peeve when people use terms that are actual mental health conditions to describe themselves and they're not really suffering from those things. And I'm talking about mostly OCD. I hate when people say I'm OCD and what they really mean is I'm a control freak or I'm a neat freak. Obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, is a real condition. It's crippling. It's a mental health condition that people will deal with, and it has nothing to do with them being overly clean or liking things clean and organized. Look it up, guys. That's not what OCD is. So The same thing when people are like, oh, I'm so depressed, and you're just really having a bad day. Guys, if you know depression, or you have a family member with a real, truly crippling, scary depression, like I do, when somebody's like, I'm depressed, and you're just having a bad, sad day, guys, it irks me. So I don't think I'll be using that body dysmorphia thing anymore. I know I went off on a tangent, but I'm very passionate about using the correct terms. Okay, the next one, eating disorders. Unwanted side effect of, I don't know if that would be weight loss or bariatric surgery. I'm gonna stick to the bariatric surgery in this one, just because I've seen it a lot. I'm part of 4 different Facebook groups. I'm not in them anymore. It's been months, but I was definitely in them the first few months after surgery, and definitely when I was going through the 6 months before surgery, I was in there every day obsessing and searching everything up, and I came across a lot of people that developed eating disorders after surgery. Of course, that's unwanted, and mostly it started with like the chew and spit, like post-op, you know, we can't eat solids, we have to do liquids, and it depends on your team and your surgeon how often or how long you're doing liquids for, and purees and things like that. For me, it was 8 weeks. No, liquids and purees and everything combined was 8 weeks, but like the first 2 weeks is all liquids, and then 2 weeks before or 1 week before surgery is all liquids. So yeah, it sucks to be on liquids for 3 weeks. So a lot of people will chew and spit, or like even during the puree phase, it's not what they want to eat, so they'll like, I saw somebody chewing chips and then spitting them out and things like that. And I seen someone who was doing it, but she confessed to us like 6 months after surgery that she was now dealing with a full-blown eating disorder. You know, I'm not familiar with that type of eating disorder. I had binge eating, like true binge eating disorder, not like I ate too much pizza today and I binged. No, I'm talking about like eating, and I've talked about this on my Instagram, like eating a full birthday cake from the grocery store by myself and hiding it, and then on top of that going to get fast food, and hiding eating in secret, especially before I had kids. Not so much after, but I definitely binged after as well. But when I was single and no kids, I would definitely, like in my early 20s in college, I definitely had a full-blown binge eating disorder. So that's the one that I'm familiar with. It's kind of difficult to do that after surgery, not that it's not possible, but the one that I am concerned with is just people not eating at all and chewing and spitting. If you have that, you're going through that, guys, please get help. I feel for you, I truly do. And if you're early on after surgery or considering surgery, just be aware. I know a lot of us think, oh, please, my problem is that I eat too much. I can never go to that other side, and I don't think anybody expects it, and it just happens. So please be very, very careful of what you're doing after surgery and your habits, because they can sneak up on you. That's how I understand it, just from seeing people talk about it. Yeah. The next one, food intolerance. Food intolerance is, for some of us, it could be just something like a lot of gas, depending on what you eat. Some of us can just be like dairy or lactose intolerance after surgery, gluten intolerances. I've seen so many things. I had a gluten intolerance before surgery, and I think it may have gotten a little worse because I can tell a huge difference when I don't eat gluten for a while. And I'm trying. I'm not perfect. I do have it here and there if it's something special. I'll eat gluten, but I've been definitely cutting it out because my stomach, I get really gassy, have to run to the bathroom a little sooner, if you know what I mean. So definitely, and I do, again, it's one thing that I saw in my Facebook groups, people talking about a lot. They can't have dairy anymore. They can't have gluten anymore. Like, they have to cut out a lot of things, and not for like for weight loss purposes, but just because their bodies just cannot handle certain things anymore. So that's a side effect of our, you know, our stomachs being cut to be made smaller, our intestines being rerouted in the case of you know, the DS, the SATI. So yeah. And then the last one, hair loss. I'm sure you guys can see hair loss. Definitely a major one, and that is, you know, our bodies were traumatized. It went through a major trauma when somebody goes in there and, again, cuts your stomach, rearranges your organs. It's major, it's traumatic to our bodies, and yeah, we're probably gonna lose weight. I mean, probably gonna lose our hair. Definitely for me, I didn't see chunks of it coming out or anything like that, but it's like here and here. It's thinning. It started again kind of when this started, 4 or 5 months in, and I've seen it get better, but then it seemed like it went back to not so good lately. And I don't know if it's maybe because I cut it so it's more obvious now, and also I probably shouldn't be wearing this style that puts tension on my edges, but yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, I think it's something that you should be like, it's gonna happen and expect it. It doesn't mean that it's not gonna upset you even though you expect it, but just kind of like loose skin, just expect it, and try to make peace with it before you have surgery. So yeah, those are the only ones. I'm sure there's more side effects, unwanted side effects, but even with all of those, I say surgery is still worth it, guys. My only advice to you is to make up your mind before surgery that these are gonna happen, and work on what you can before surgery. For example, the eating disorder thing, especially if it's like mine, binge eating, you want to work on that before surgery. Luckily for me, I have worked on it maybe 2 years before I decided surgery, because it's something that I dealt with very early on in my 20s. I'm 40 now, so it's something that I've been dealing with for a while, and finally somehow I managed to get myself out of it in my 30s. And before I had surgery, I was binge free for quite a while, and the weight was staying on and piling on because of a thyroid issue. Yeah, there was some overeating, but it was not binge eating. So deal with those problems before you have surgery, and then those that you can't help, that is just a big chance that it's going to happen, the loose skin, the hair loss, just make peace with it, you know, make peace with it as best as you can, and know that it's going to happen. The clothing thing, you're going to spend a lot of money. I mean, that's fun to shop, but if you don't have it, you know, you might want to budget ahead of time, you know, so that you can afford it, because it's going to be a need. At this point, for me, it's a need. I definitely have been putting it off, and I've been putting it off on purpose because I just didn't want to buy anything, and I had smaller clothes. If you don't, you can always go to like Walmart, you know, Target, go to thrift stores and find something cheap as you're progressing through the lower weights. But yeah, definitely budget for that. I'm gonna start shopping soon at the fall. Winter's coming. I definitely don't have anything to wear. I don't, but I'm at the point where I'm getting to maintenance, so I can start actually shopping for my current body and the body that I plan on staying, the weight that I plan on staying on. But yeah, sorry if this was too long. I know I rambled on in a few parts there, but thank you for watching. I'm gonna try to come up with more content, more helpful things for you guys, and please let me know on here, let me know on Instagram what you want to see, and yeah, talk to you next time. Bye.